Hello, this is simranpreet kaur. Today I'm going to represent my report regarding the structure, conduct, and performance of a famous company. And the name of the company is Marvel Entertainment LLC. So, before we know anything about the Marvel structure, conduct, and performance, first we will dive into the history of the Marvel Entertainment LLC. So, the beginning of the company was in 1988. So, it was not the actual beginning. The beginning was way before 1988. But when it comes to Marvel Entertainment LLC, the normal beginning is considered from 1988. Why? Because it is the time when Marvel Entertainment Group combined with Toy Wiz to make the official Marvel Enterprises Inc. So that is why it is considered to be founded in 1988. It was an American company and was based in New York and the headquarters is still in New York. Previously, the company had two different names: Marvel Enterprises and Inc. and Marvel Entertainment Inc. So the Marvel Enterprises Inc. remained from 1988 till 2005, and the Marvel Entertainment Inc. remained from 2005 to 2009. So the reason behind the last change of name, why it converted from Marvel Entertainment Inc. and LLC to Marvel Entertainment LLC, is something big, which will be discussed in the next slide. But before that, there is an interesting fact that Marvel is a completely character based company. It started as a comic book and book publishing company and licensing authority, and it has nearly 8,000 characters in it, which include superheroes, supervillains, superheroines. The feminist was still there even in the 80s or 70s in Marvels, because in the comics, if there is a male superhero, there is a female superhero also. So let's move to what happened in 2009, that Marvel Entertainment Inc. changed to Marvel Entertainment LLC. So in 2009, Marvel Entertainment LLC became the wholly owned subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company. Just imagine the Disney, which is known to be the dominating company of the entertainment industry for the last 50 years, has now combined with Marvel Entertainments, which is also a big name in the industry. So now with the combination of these two companies, the brand name has been established at the biggest. So let's come to the industry type. The Marvel Entertainment LLC is related to the entertainment industry. When it comes to the entertainment industry, it is not, there are many definitions, but the one which I'm talking about is the one related to the consumers, customers, or audience. When a company provides something for the entertainment of the consumer in the form of comics, games, movies, music, shows, or whatever it is, just for the entertainment of the audience, then that industry is entertainment industry. So Marvel is completely related to entertainment because firstly there were comics, then after some time it got joined with Toy Biz for making toys, games. There was also about 2 to 3 years ago, Marvel also combined with Fortnite for some new characters, which is included into games. And the movies of Marvels are all over these days. And after joining with Disney, there are a lot of streaming shows by the Marvels, which is really interesting. So let's move to the market structure. Market structure is oligopoly. When it comes to oligopoly, only three terms come to mind. First, only a few firms. Second, hard to enter the market. Third, similar or differentiate products. So, how is Marvel Entertainment LLC establishing these three? So, firstly, only a few firms. When it comes to comics, ask anyone, a random person, a youngster who is interested into comics, that how many companies do you know related to comics? Only two: DC and Marvels. Maybe there are a lot of other comic books, but these two are dominating. So there are only few firms which are dominating the market, and these two are example of that. When it comes to movies, Marvel, Disney, Sony, all are together. So how is Marvel, Disney, Sony together? So Marvel had a issue with Sony about one of the characters named Venom. So a few years ago, Marvel had a good contract with that one to combine the characters. That is why Sony and Marvel combined. And after that, there was this deal with Disney, and Marvel, Sony, and Disney can be considered a together entity in this case. And another interesting fact, when it comes to comics, it is kind of a duopoly, but just imagine if Coca-Cola and Pepsi decide to come together to take out a different product. It will be boom for the audience. Like they will be so happy that their favorite companies are getting together and publishing something or generating something or producing something. So that's what Marvel and DC did twice or thrice in the history. Spider-Man, which is a famous Marvel character, and Superman, which is a famous DC character, come together in some of the comics which were produced by both the companies together. And the audience response was great. So yeah, they are taking some economic aspects into mind and getting some more profit, but of course they are competitors, so they went back to their original form soon afterwards. Next point is hard to enter the market when the industry is dominated by some big names, so it is not easy for a small new name to come inside. Again, for the example of comics, when there is a sale in I mean public is mad about Marvels and DC, so it won't be easy for a new comic book to get established and get famous among the audience, so it is really hard to enter the market. When it comes to movies, the Marvel, Disney have only few competitors: Warner Bros, Fox, Universal. Not many, just these few. So after the combination of Marvel, Disney, Sony, they are like just the most biggest competitors for the other industries. So after these big names are dominating the market, it is very hard for any other firm to enter it. Last one is similar or differentiate products. When it comes to Marvel, even there are differentiated products on its own. There are comics, music, games, movies, shows. There are too many products. So that's also a condition for oligopoly, and Marvel is actually following it. So, according to the market structure, Marvel is absolutely and perfectly matching it. Moving further, so when it comes to take specific action, recent action taken by Marvels, at the beginning of 2024, there was a major decision taken regarding the production in the reduction in the content. So from 2024, there will be much less content produced by the Marvels. And why is that? And why is that will be discussed later. But firstly, I would like to tell that for the last 2 to 4 years, Marvel was continuously releasing movies, shows, and there was a line 2 to 4 movies per year or shows, which was a lot. And suddenly there is this announcement that no more content from Marvels. There will be, but there will be too less content in comparison with the past few years. So why did they do that? This is the reason for why. In 2022, Marvel released a lot of movies and shows and take risk taking strategy. It used new directors, new cinematographer, which put their own different versions. The character, which was completely serious for past few movies, is now a comedian, and the audience were like, no, this is not what we want the originality, we don't want something different. So there was actually very negative response from the audience, and the box office earning for this year was much less in comparison to the one last decade. So if we look at the box office earning, just look at this chart. In the 2008, it was the establishment of the Marvels, which was just starting. So if we look further from 2012 till 2022, in 2012, first time Marvel's average box office reached the 1.5 billion. And after that, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, they remained almost close to 1 billion, which was not too less for Marvel. But after 2017, it exceeds 1 billion, and it was easy for Marvel to reach 1.5 billion, and in 2019 it was even more than 1.5 billion. So after reaching that point, coming back to this point in 2022 was really shock for Marvel Entertainment LLC. So to overcome this situation, Marvel had to do something. They needed more money, they needed more income. So they decided to do something for 2023. In 2023, Marvel announced big projects that we are going to release this big movie, show, and all that. So the audience expectations went really high, but the mistakes remained similar by the Marvel. Like they still did some experiments, and yeah, this was kind of 50-50 situation. Some were liked, some were not liked by the audience. So but still, audience expectations was this, but the content was this. So 2023 was also not that good in comparison to the last decade. So there was a big announcement by CEO of Walt Disney Company, which is the mother company of the Marvel. It said that Marvel releases a lot of content, but the quality is too less. So the CEO of Walt Disney says that Marvel need to reduce the content to focus on the quality. So why did Disney step in this one? Now that Disney is the parent company of Marvels, so Disney had to do something, because some of the share which Marvel is getting from its income is given to Disney for sure, and Disney cannot take chance. If you look at this graph, the highest point in this graph is between 2021 and 2022, but the one where there is a complete downfall, it is the beginning of 2022, and after that there is almost like fluctuations, but it is almost lower than the 2021. So if Disney look at this one, the stock price of 2022 and 2023, Disney is not satisfied. Disney wants something like 2021, and Disney knows that most of its sales and income is coming from Marvel. And if Marvel is not doing good, Disney is not getting enough money. So Disney announced that there will be less content from the Marvels. After hearing this news, what was the response by the audience? There was a mixed response. Some part of the audience was very happy because they want quality content, and they were sure that after this decision, the content will be great. But when it comes to the other half of the audience, they were like, no, we want more content. Doesn't matter what the quality is. So that is a kind of mix and match response. But after this all this announcement by Disney, all the laws in 2022 and 2023, and audience response, what is Marvel doing to handle this situation? So, Marvel made some changes in its risk taking strategy. Marvel is now more focused on character and on familiar storyline. Why? Because in the experiment in 2022, what did Marvel do? Marvel decided that it will make some changes, get some new characters, but those new characters were rarely liked by the audience, and that's why there was some negative news. But in 2019, when Marvel was at its highest, and in 2021 when it was at its highest, that at that time Marvel was releasing movies which were related to the characters which were familiar with the audience. So Marvel thought that if they release such movies or shows which are relating to the audience favorite, then they can get better response and the profit would be great. And there was another interesting thing that Marvel decided to reintroduce certain characters from old movies and comic books. For example, Wolverine. Wolverine is one of the famous characters from the movies and the comic books, which was famous in about 2000. And after that, Marvel just gave up on it. And wow, once now there is all the new craze for X-Men and Wolverine, Marvel has decided to reintroduce it into comics and books and even the movies and shows. So Marvel is seems like Marvel is handling the situation very nicely, but the results can be mixed and matched. So what can be the outcomes of all this? There can be two type of outcomes, one negative and other one is positive. When it comes to negative outcome, how can the outcome can be negative? So firstly, when Marvel reduces its content, it is reducing the supply to the audience. It is normal that when someone is not supplying something, the audience may substitute to something else. They can go to some other source of entertainment to get better supply of the products. So there are chances that the demand can also reduce, and it can be a bad decision for the long run when it comes to both the companies, Disney and Marvel. To be more clear with this negative outcome, I would like to give the example of orange juice. Just imagine you are going to a market and buying orange juice every week, and suddenly one day they say that we don't have orange juice anymore, we are going to supply it very rarely, you can have apple juice. So it's normal that people are going to substitute to apple juice. And when they start drinking apple juice almost every week continuously for a few months, they get used to apple juice. They don't want the orange juice anymore. So the demand for orange juice eventually decrease. Then this can be a negative outcome for the company. But there can be a positive outcome also. How? When the company reduces its content in movies and shows, the demand may increase. People may want more. People may say that no, we want this. Again, to that orange juice, you go there, they say we don't have that much supply. But also say that we have some supply, but you can get it for more money. And you love orange juice so much that you are willing to pay that money. So in that way, it can be a positive outcome, because audience may want more Marvel content and they may agree with paying more money for tickets or subscriptions. So this can be a positive outcome or a negative outcome, which can be seen in the upcoming years. Thank you so much for looking at my presentation. I hope you like it. Thank you.